Hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So in this video, I will show you how I lit and shot these images. But this video will be a bit different because I want to discuss more about the things that I should have done rather than what I did. In other words, I will be showing you guys the mistakes that I did in this shoot and how I believe I could have prevented it. So before anything else, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, now is the perfect time to do so because I am still giving away a beautiful backdrop from Kate Backdrop. This is a 1.5 meter by 2 meter collapsible non-reflective backdrop, and the best thing about this giveaway is that I will make the winner choose the specific design that they want. And to join is very simple. All you have to do is follow the mechanics in the description below. Now, if you guys are not new to the channel, you may have noticed something different with the video today. Maybe because my audio is also different, because our friends from Deity saw my videos and they go, we can upgrade your audio. So they sent me the VMic D3 Pro. So thank you very much to our friends in Deity for sending this over, and much appreciated. So again, thank you for that. So as I said in my intro, the focus of this video will not be about how I shot those images that I showed you, but how I believe I could have done better. In other words, these images turned out okay, but it took a lot of effort for me to be able to do that instead of actually just being able to shoot it the way I envisioned it to be shot. And I would like to apologize in advance because I would be speaking in Tagalog to my assistant so that they could better understand whatever instructions I was giving, but that I will translate it during the course of the video also. Okay? So here goes. Yan. Sige pa. Pasok ka pa. Dito. Op, sobra. Balik pa. Okay na yan. There. So this was the concept of the shoot. I was shooting some ballerinas from the Halili Cruz School of Ballet at the pier at La Ia. Now, this was really basically the biggest problem with this shoot was that I wasn't really able to discuss the concept of what I would be shooting because I went there because I wanted to shoot some sunset photos and maybe some blue hour photos. Now, those videos will be coming afterwards. I'll be uploading them soon. This one, I arrived a bit early and I saw them shooting some things for video, and I was like, they look amazing with their formation. I loved the sky. I loved how blue everything was. And I was like, okay, so I'll come in and I'll shoot some layouts. Now, initially, I wanted to overpower the sun, but the thing is, the biggest mistake, the first big mistake that I did, which is going to be the premise for this entire video, was the fact that I had the wrong equipment with me. In other words, I should have brought my stronger flash units instead of my 2-speed lights, which I felt was enough for the initial shoot. But this time, since I was shooting when there was still a lot of sunlight, I actually needed a bit more power for me to be able to overpower the sun. And initially, that's what I thought that I could do. So the camera that I had here was my Sony a7R Mark IV with a 85mm 1.4 lens. So I was shooting on shutter speed priority so that I can keep my camera within the flash sync speed so that I can maximize the power of my off-camera flash. In this case were two F60 RMs from Sony connected to the MagMod Mag box. So in the first scene that you saw, I was just basically tweaking my assistant or my light and telling my assistant to go in closer because I wanted to get as much power as I could. And as you could see, on the right side is the actual exposure. On the left side is the exposure that I set in my camera, which was a bit underexposed, okay? Okay, let's try it again. We're okay. Okay, so if you saw my first two initial test shots, they were still a bit underexposed. The scene was underexposed generally already for me to get the blue sky, because if I properly exposed it for the subjects, as you can see on the right side, I would have blown out all the colors in the sky. So I wanted the sky to be blue. But My initial problem again was the fact that my flash was too weak to be able to illuminate them properly. Again, if only I had my Photix Indra 500 or maybe even just my Profoto 250, this wouldn't have been the case, or I would have easily been able to get the light that I wanted to on their face. So this is what happened.
Straight nga muna kayong dalawa. Straight. And just head. Open your arm, Isabel.
Very nice. I like that hold. Very nice. So in my head during this first layout, I was already basically thinking to myself, how am I gonna edit this? How am I gonna recover? What am I supposed to do? It's a good thing that my camera has a good dynamic range. Maybe I could do something about it in post. So what happened next was actually something that I was hoping for, but at the same time, it brought out new problems again, which is what happened here. Ayan, the sun's out. Perfect. Okay na yan. Yung taas yan, okay yan. Ha? Hindi, umikot nga ng konti, no? Perfect. The sun came out also. So what I basically did there is basically my Magmod Magbox has two types of diffuser. One is a focus diffuser and another one is just a standard diffuser. So what I did was I changed the focus diffuser into the standard diffuser so it could give a bigger spread of light and actually makes the light a bit more powerful. As I said, I was running out of power. Now the sun came out and I was like, hey, perfect, the sun came out. Maybe this one will make the images better. I can just supplement or try to overpower the sun. So we're basically just supplementing the existing ambient light to be able to bring out the shadows. There. So in my head, when I saw it, that initial test shot, I already knew that I didn't have enough power. So what I did was I told my assistant in Filipino, lapit ka lang, in other words, go in closer, because when you go in closer, you are making the flash stronger in the hope that I am able to achieve what I wanted to do, which was just to supplement the light with my flash and still underexpose the scene. All right, good. Okay. Dito ka na sa kabila. Dito ka sa kabila. Dyan ka sa kabila. So normally, stop. Okay, stop. Balik ka. Okay, okay yan. Hindi, sobra. Yan. So I basically just told him in Filipino to transfer to the other side because I had a brilliant idea. So normally, I like having all the light coming from the same general direction of the sun. But since the sun is already beautiful, what we're trying to do is open up a bit of the shadows on their faces so that it looks less harsh, even though we're not really changing the quality of the light. So that was my solution to an otherwise disastrous shoot already. I could not overpower the sun because my flash was not strong enough to overpower the sun. But I saw the quality of light that was coming from the sun. If you notice, it was a cloudless day, so we were getting a bit of harsh light, but beautiful light nonetheless. So I shifted my light to the other side to open up the shadows that was caused by the harsh light. In other words, because of how far I was shooting, by opening up the shadows, I am actually giving the impression that the light is softer than it really is. Though if I shot close, you would have seen it, but having to shoot that far away, again, I gave that illusion that the light was softer than what it really was. So then I was able to continue on shooting. And there we go. Urong ka dito? Oo. Tapos lapit ka na konti. Abante. Yan. Abante ka na konti sa kanila. Yan. Stop. Alright. So what we're gonna do afterwards is we're just gonna remove him in post-production. Alright? And there we go. So we're opening up their faces now, as you can see. Alright. Perfect. Who's the one in violet? Angela, right? Angela. Yung hand niya. There. Okay. Perfect. Make sure you don't cover your faces. There we go. Very nice. And there we go. More often than not, shoots really don't go the way you plan them to. In this case, it was my fault because it was a lack of planning that caused all these problems. It could have easily been solved by just me bringing a bigger light with me. But of course, once you're there, you always have to think on your feet and figure out the best possible way to shoot with what you have. And I hope you guys enjoy the output of this shoot. And don't forget, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so that you get the chance to win that beautiful backdrop from Kate Backdrop. And again, thank you very much from our friends from DT for supplying this beautiful mic that I am using now and will probably use for all my succeeding videos, okay? So till the next video,